Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Joe from the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. Sir, welcome.
How you doing?
How are you? Good to see you. This is the once a year you and I see each other.
I know. I should say this is my third time doing the show.
I was going to say this is your third time doing the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what exactly you do for the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce.
So I joined the chamber about a year and 7 months ago.
Okay.
After working for a local IT company in town. I've been there almost 2 years, trying to pump some new blood into the membership and the process that we do and the things that we do when we bring folks on, and making sure everybody knows everything there is to know about what opportunities and features and benefits are available at the chamber. So we worked on honing that process in with the rest of the team, and I think we did a pretty good job so far.
So as far as what is involved once you become a member, what do you get?
Yeah, well, we pretty much walk people through the process. So we bring them in and we kind of have like a onboarding discovery call so that they know everything that they can do at the chamber, between tools on our website or different events that they can be sponsor or volunteer or have a vendor booth at. Making sure they understand, basically that we set the right expectations. So we understand what they're looking for membership, because we want people to get a value out of what they do. So It's kind of tailored a little bit different for each person, but for the most part, we put them through the same process to make sure that they understand, what opportunities are available to them.
Now, from what I understand, Larry McHugh has retired, and I believe we have a new
not new.
No, not new, but
Larry has retired, but
yes.
Johanna Vaughn has been at the chamber for over 30 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, so she worked. She started working there, I think, when she was right out of high school, maybe as a volunteer. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So so she is our new president and CEO of the chamber.
Okay.
Doing a really good job. She's making a few changes here and there to kind of shake things up a bit, but overall, I think people are really impressed with the job that she's doing so far. And there was nobody more dedicated to the chamber, and no one that would have been the perfect choice to take over, because she understands the legacy that Larry wanted to leave, and now she's creating her own. So it's great.
Believe it or not, I've never interviewed Larry.
Really?
And I've never met Johanna.
Oh, wow.
So we might have to make that happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure we can. Between you and I'm sure we can definitely.
Absolutely. I'm sure she'd love to come on the show.
Make that happen. Speaking of events, we got cruise night coming up.
I know.
Talk to me.
Seems like I was here just yesterday.
Yeah, right?
Every year it just creeps up on me.
It does.
So next Wednesday from 4:30 to 8 will be our 27th annual cruise night on Maine.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to it. We've got some new sponsors this year, some new vendors this year, some new food trucks and things like that. So of course we've been working with the PD and the fire department the whole time to make sure everything goes off smooth, and it's always a safe family night to bring your folks down and have a good time.
Now, how did the event come about? How did it get started?
That is a great question, and you are the second person to ask that.
All right.
Actually, I don't know how it first started, but I know that Kathy Duncan ran it for a long time. She's been at the chamber for many, many years, and she ran Car Cruise before it was handed over to Haley Stafford, our events planner, who pretty much plans and does everything event-wise for the chamber, including the Car Cruise. I couldn't do it without her. I'm lost. So.
Yeah.
She tells me exactly what needs to be done every year, making sure it goes off without a hitch, but she does it silently. Doesn't take any credit for it.
No?
No.
Now, what can people expect to see when they come to the car show?
Lots of cars, just like every year.
Yeah.
It's we get people that start calling about 30 days prior to our announcement to what the day is, to talk about what they can do, what they can bring down, and we'll have, I think the cutoff this year is 99, but we have spots for special interest cars and trucks, and there's always something new that you see every year. So it's not just, I'd say 85% of it is classic cars, but there are a couple other vehicles there that are just really truly unique, and that each have their own special story about where they came from or how they got put together. I think that's the gem of the Car Cruise, is that you can literally go up to anybody that has their car sitting on Main Street and sit and ask them, tell me the story about this car, right? Because there's two types of car guys, right? There's There's the guy that, or the girl that, puts it together, turns every nut and bolt themselves. And then there's the other guys and the other girls that just, walk into a dealership, buy a car, and bring it to the show. So, but everybody has a story, and I think it's just really cool how, those true car enthusiasts could tell you everything. They can tell you where that part came from, who they bought it from, how long that car sat in the driveway before they got it, how they picked the color, how they picked the motor. I mean, they're amazing people. They have such really cool stories to tell.
Yeah. Now, as far as the demographic of the car show goes, all up and down Main Street?
All up and down Main Street.
Get there early?
Get there early.
They're going to start
Well,
shutting things down?
Spectators get there early because they want to find good parking, and
right.
There'll be designated parking areas, but we get cars that start lining up really early. Show starts at 4:30. Most cars will get there at 4 o'clock and they'll start lining up. But, because we only have so much pavement to park cars, at some point we gotta call it. But right. I think that we usually get somewhere between 700 and 800 cars. I mean, they're lined down both sides of the street, plus in the the middle of the yellow line. So, and they're on the green. I mean, the green fits probably almost 250 cars by itself. So, we'll have a good chunk of cars there to check out. It'd be pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I actually remember a bunch of years ago I did a personal appearance with WCNX Radio, which was a radio station in Middletown, and they were on. We had the opportune best spot for the car show because we were on the gazebo on South Main.
Oh yeah.
So we were right there. So we set up. We did the remote, and then after we packed up, we actually had a chance to run up and down Main Street. And
yeah, once the cars get parked and things get settled, even our staff at that point has a chance to walk up and down Main Street. And there's probably about an hour and a half of time where you can just, have a good time, get something to eat, check out your favorite cars, and then we have to start building up for the the awards portion and getting people in the right spot. But yeah, absolutely.
Now who judges? Who judges the car show?
We have sponsors that judge. So if you are a sponsor of the Car Cruise at the $500 level or more, which is pretty easy, you get to pick a car of your choice.
Cool.
And you get to pick the name of your award. So, like for
nice.
instance, Liberty Bank will have Liberty Bank Best Choice Award or something like that.
Right.
And one of their team members will pick a car for whatever reason, and they'll pick, that's the one we're going to pick, and that's the one that wins. And then at the end of the show, we'll get an opportunity to see the car, the owner, and give them their trophy, and they get their picture taken up at the stage. Unfortunately, we can't move all the cars to the front of the stage because it's just, with all those people all over the place, it's very difficult to move a car on Main Street. We usually move we move Napa and the Mayor's Choice to the front stage, but those are the only two cars that we move because it's just incredibly difficult with all those people over there.
Oh yeah.
So, but like I said, everybody gets to the front stage. They get their picture taken with the sponsor itself. It's great. Everybody has a good time. It's always pretty cool.
And obviously the fee to get in and all the entry fees. Where's all the money go back to?
So everything goes towards our youth programs, like the Middlesex Mentor Program. So Middletown Youth Programs is where everything goes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program?
Mentor Program, I can, because I was a participant in the Mentor Program before I worked for the Chamber.
Oh, cool.
That's probably my favorite program at the Chamber. I mean, it gives you the opportunity to spend some time with a young man or young woman at school for about an hour on a Friday, hour and a half. And basically, you go to eat lunch, you can play out in the playground, you can go to a couple classes with them, and you go to lunch together, and you get to develop a relationship. I think the young man that I picked up was in second grade when I first started, and I think we went all the way through to high school.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't have kids, so
right.
It was my first opportunity to interact with anybody at that age in school, and get to know his friends and teachers and things like that over at McDonough in Middletown. It's great. It's awesome.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I would recommend it for anybody. Yeah, it's really neat.
And the program's still going?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
And let's talk about a little bit about the Chamber and what types of benefits and resources that you guys do for your members.
Yeah, so I mean, we have, we have obviously the 5 main events that we throw every year. We have our car cruise, our golf tournament, Pride, Holiday on Main, and our cornhole tournament every year, plus our golf tournament. So
Yeah.
we, those are opportunities for businesses to get their message and their brand out there. But most members are going to focus on, ways to grow their business. So we work with them to make sure that, they're introduced to the right people that they might have some synergy with, so they can create new partnerships and pass referrals. I think we've done a really good job in the last year and a half of generating some really great introductions. People that have really good synergy. We have success stories all the time when somebody will meet somebody at a business after work, or they'll be in our office and they'll be talking to one of my teammates there, because everybody wears a different hat at the chamber. We have membership, which is myself. We've got our mentor program, which is Jen DeKine in our office, and we have our side street to Main Street programs. We have our rep recovery program, which is our second chance program. So someone that has been recently incarcerated or had trouble with drug or alcohol and is looking to come out of their situation and get back into being a productive member of the community. So we have businesses that partner with us, so that gives these folks some place to go to work and earn an honest day's living and put things back together again. So I mean, Larry was a huge fan of second and third chances. He the program was mostly put in place by himself, and Johanna continues to support it now, and we have folks in our office that make that program work and find the places that want to hire the individuals. And what else? We got economic development. I mean, there's just so much going on at the chamber. Most people are really interested in just getting their message out there, a little bit of marketing and a little bit of networking and connecting with the right people. So we try to do a good job at setting the right expectations when they join, so they know exactly what they're getting into and making sure it's something that they want to do and they find value in. I mean, really, it's not a ton of money to join the chamber.
Right.
And I think, me myself as a member of 25 years, I learned all these different things. But the chamber is just like an ever-evolving thing. I've been there for almost 2 years and just learned about a program we did the other day that I just didn't know about. We do so much there with just such a small amount of staff. It's pretty amazing.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches? Ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Joe from the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back.
How we doing?
Good. So we were talking a little bit about, in the first segment before we went to the break, about the Pride Day that they had in Middletown recently. Tell us about it. How was it?
Yeah, that was this Saturday. It was our 6th annual Pride event in Middletown.
Okay.
It was a great day. We had the best weather.
I know.
It was beautiful out. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. We had roughly 200 plus vendors there.
Wow.
Yeah, we almost doubled our vendors from the year prior. And we had 2 separate stages this year. It was a packed day. Everybody had a great time. It was just, everything went on without a hitch. It was a great day. It really was. Everybody enjoyed it.
Cool. Now let's talk about some of the other major events that you guys do every year besides the car show, and maybe get into a little bit more of a detail.
Yeah, so I mean, Pride Cruise Night. I mean, our annual golf tournament, which is usually always sold out when the tickets go right on sale. I mean, I can't even remember how many years in a row we've done the golf tournament, but it's probably. I mean, it's as far as how much fun you have at an event. It's just golf all day long at Lyman Orchards.
Oh yeah.
Some dinner afterwards. Again, a great way for folks to get their name out there and their brand out there. I mean, we had a little rain. This year.
Oh no! Yes,
yeah,
we did.
Yeah, we a lot of phone calls in the morning. Are you sure we're doing this? Yeah, we're doing this. But yeah, no, it rained for a good portion of the morning. It actually came down pretty hard. But you know what? It's a day away from the office, and everybody had a great time. And by I think 1 o'clock, the sun was out, and everybody was just having a great time. So it turned out to be a really good day.
So you pulled it off in the rain.
Yes.
All right.
Yep, for sure. And I think one of our newest events is cornhole this year, which we'll be doing. It's our first year that we're doing it, so wanted to try to do. Johanna was looking for something that was fun, that anybody could do, any age, any type of person could do, and just come and just have a great time. So that'll be at the Wadsworth Mansion. Again, we'll have some vendors there and food trucks and things like that, and just be a fun day of some light competition.
When is that?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I forgot the day.
All right, check the website.
We'll have to check the website on that one. Sorry, Haley. But yeah, no, it's good. And of course, Holiday on Main is what we do in the winter time.
Yeah.
That's everything from kids getting to read books inside RJ Julia bookstore with somebody dressed up in one of the Dr. Seuss character costumes.
Cool.
To just vendors on Main Street. We've got Santa Claus, Christmas tree lighting on the green. Mm-hmm. Super fun. We've got movies and paintings in the bottom of the chamber. The restaurants all have specials that day, and we have music all over Main Street. It's a great time.
Cool. Now, as far as I know we talked about this in the first segment, but as far as once you join the chamber, obviously, what types of benefits do you get with your membership, or does it depend on the size of your business? Yeah,
so membership really depends on the size of the business, but I mean, really, it's just trying to find out, what works for everybody. Like for some people, people join for different reasons, right? The painter doesn't join the same reason as, somebody like Liberty Bank. So, right. Between nonprofits and small businesses, it's just an opportunity to get involved in your community. And make a difference, and at the same time it's kind of organic. Like I know for me personally, when I joined, I don't think I did much the first year, and then I started realizing that the chamber does all these events and the golf tournament and the car cruise, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And you might get involved, you might get on a committee or a council or something, and I met other volunteers there who I became friends with, who I'm still friends with now. We did some business at the same time. It's like being out on the golf course. Everybody you play with is a potential client at some point. Maybe you can give somebody some advice, but really, it's just about making those connections, knowing that somebody that joined a month ago is looking for something particular, and somebody just walks in my door this morning and joins, and there's a match there. Yeah. And I think we had a pretty crazy example last week. A young lady called up. She's been a chamber member for a long time, was looking for a children's author, right? And I was like, wow, that's a good one. Let me work on that for a little while. And 4 hours later, I was onboarding a new chamber member, and I was giving an example of how the more we talk, the more things that we do, the more we learn about you, the more we can help you. I mentioned the child author, and she raised her hand, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And she was a child author.
Really?
So before she left, I introduced the two young ladies to each other, and they're off and running. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, so just little things like that. On top of all the events that we do and just opportunities, whether you're being a mentor for an hour. I met 5 or 6 people that mentored the same day, same hour I did, and I said, great people, great friends, still know everybody that I met there. It's just a good experience.
Now tell us a little bit about the mentoring program. I know we talked about it in the first segment briefly. Let's get into a little bit more detail. Yeah,
so Jen in our office, who runs the mentor program, she really tries to match the individual with somebody at the school. So like for me, I was really into technology and the the young man that I mentored was also into technology, so that would be a good match.
Yeah.
So, you know, you go to the school and you meet the individual and see if there's some synergy there, and, you know, and then, you know, every year you go back and you do some more, and of course, you know, over the period of, you know, 7-8 years, I got to know the individual really well. I was invited to his graduation. I mean, there really is start to be, you know, it's a mentor program.
Right.
You know, our job is to mentor the men, you know, the young men and women, to make sure that, you know, they have some, you know, positive role models when they're growing up, because most of the individuals are probably without a parent, one or the other. So again, it's pretty life-changing for me.
Yeah. And the program's still going to this
Absolutely, yeah. We always are looking for mentors, always. There's never enough. There's more kids signed up than we have mentors that are available.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, it's a great program. It was one of the first things I did at the Chamber. It's one of the first programs that I signed up for when I was a member.
And if people want more information on that program, just go to the Chamber
They can go to
website.
our Chamber website, or they can give the office a call and talk to Jen, and she can tell you all about the mentor program.
And is it it's every week?
It's during the school season.
Yeah.
It's well, for me it was I think it was once a week on Friday during lunchtime.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a ton of time. And of course, you have to have an employer who's flexible, which
Right.
I always did, which was great. But yeah, it's not a lot to ask, and you get more out of it than you give.
Yeah. No,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like a very cool program.
Awesome. Yeah, highly recommend it.
Yeah. What other types of programs can we talk about and educate the viewers about?
Well, honestly, that's a good chunk of the programs that we run. Like I said, we're focused very much on the mentor program, the rep recovery program. We have what they call Side Street to Main Street, which is it's programs for individuals who might be thinking about, you know, creating a business or starting a business, or maybe they just did, and it walks them through the process of, you know, creating a business plan and making sure that, you know, whatever it is they're doing, that they have a path moving forward. So we do that with a partnership with another Chamber member, which is pretty neat. So a lot of opportunities there. And then, you know, there's other grants available for the Chamber for small businesses that another one of my teammates administers some of the grants that we have available. So, you know, we recommend folks call the Chamber, and we'll connect them to Rebecca and talk about some of the opportunities that might be available there too as well.
Now, you guys have, I've looked on the website, you guys have a whole bunch of fun business after hours.
Oh yeah, well, business after work is
Yeah.
usually a popular event for us. We don't do it in June because we have a bunch of other events going on.
Right.
But, you know, it's a great night. It's free food, free refreshments. You show up, and folks are just there to network. You know, they're just there to make connections with other people, and, you know, find out where there's some synergy, and just sit and relax for a couple hours and then just enjoy the night. Our last one was at the Wadsworth Mansion.
Up in Middletown.
We had probably close to 200 people there.
Really?
Yeah, it's you know, we move it around, so it's at a different facility all the time. Just so folks, you know, from Essex don't have to come up to Middletown, and Middletown to go to Essex. So, but you meet somebody new there every single time. I mean, it's amazing. You know, you go there with a group of people, and before you know it, you're swapping cards and taking numbers, and, you know, you've got a new potential client, or maybe you met somebody that can partner with you to do something. It's pretty neat. That's where most of our members, if they don't get super involved, they usually try to go to a couple business after works during the course of the year, because that's really where some of the magic happens.
Now, business after work, is it open to non-chamber members, or do you have to be a chamber
No,
member?
it's a Chamber member, but if somebody's interested in attending one of the events, we can certainly make an exception, and we can bring some guests in. Or if you're a Chamber member and you want to bring a guest, somebody that's interested in joining the Chamber, you know, they just give us a call, we put them on the list, and go from there.
Cool.
And it's good for us too, because
Yeah, right?
there's an opportunity that we might pick up some new members if somebody brings somebody with them, which is great, and it happens all the time. You know,
Oh, does it?
people bring friends and they're interested in the Chamber, and we sit and we talk for a little bit, and then you know, maybe the next day we'll call them, or they'll call us, and we'll have a more of a detailed conversation on what are some of the benefits from joining the Chamber, and then it's likely that they'll join after that.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if their friend said, you know, I've got a great experience with the Chamber. This is something I think you should do. So.
And we've got a little bit more time left, so let's backtrack to cruise night. When, where, what time?
So 4:30 to 8:30 on Main Street in Middletown.
Okay.
Obviously, our event is our presenting sponsor is Napa, because it has been as long as I can remember. We couldn't do the show without them. They're an incredible partner. Not only do they sponsor the event, but their entire team comes over to help prep, plan, pick up, clean up. They're pretty amazing partners.
Cool.
And some of our sponsors that help make cruise night happen, like this City of Middletown, Downtown Business District, Liberty Bank, who obviously is a huge community partner everywhere you go.
Yeah.
We've got Charles IT and Key Chevrolet, which has been a partner for many, many years, which is great. And we've got, like I said, we've got about probably 40-something vendors for food. We'll have our awards. We've got things happening all over Main Street, things set up all over the place. There'll be a band at center stage on the city showmobile there, which is night shift this year.
Okay.
They were with us a couple years ago, but I think they're five-person band. Super excited to play. They got a great following, so they bring their own folks to cruise night.
Oh, cool.
I just talked to them the other day. They're super excited, and they're a great band. So we've got that too. And then we got WSU up at the gazebo there, who will be doing some stuff as well too. But it's just going to be a great night. It's going to be just cars everywhere, and it's, like I said, something that you can do that's completely 100% safe. The PD leaves no stone unturned. Their main focus is safety.
Cool. Joe from the Chamber, we're about to run out of time. With that, I want to thank you for coming down.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe. On behalf of Joe from the Middlesex Chamber, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next week.